you guys doing today? Happy wendwellness nerd out time. And happy birthday, info card. Happy birthday, you beast. This one is 100% your day forever in the book of wendwellness. We'll talk about that stud at the end. So, should we deliver the child naturally, or is cesarean section just fine? Well, most of us know that typically we would like to opt towards the natural form of things, and here is another reason we would like to do that unless absolutely necessary to have a C-section. Recent randomized control trial involving 68 infants from China, average age of the mothers 32 years old, examined their cognitive development with what's called an ages and stages questionnaire, and they examined their fecal matter if they were given a swab of the mother's vaginal bacteria. So they basically took a swab of the mother's vagina and the mucus, and they rubbed them on all these babies which had cesarean section, all 68. So they either took the swab and they coated them in the bacteria after the C-section, or they coated them in a placebo, saline solution, obviously harmless. So they either had it or they did not. Now, what does an ages and stages questionnaire examine? Well, they did it at 3 months and 6 months out, and it examined communication skills, motor skills, personal social skills, and problem solving in these children. So they used calculus to see how, just kidding, they just used that questionnaire, and then they examined the fecal content. Okay, so what they found was 6 months out, the kids who had the vaginal swab, they actually had significantly better communication skills. They had better personal social skills and better motor skills, motor function. Very fascinating. So it did make a major difference there. Now what's almost even more fascinating is when they did the fecal comparison, what they found was higher proportion of mother-derived vaginal bacteria in the group that had the swab. Okay, that makes sense. But they had more mature bacteria as opposed to stunted, which apparently is a good thing, which makes sense. They had more lactobacillus, one of these bacterial species, and they had just a more robust gut microbiome in general. Not to mention certain metabolites were affected, like L-carnitine or GABA, and they had lower levels of L-carnitine actually, and they had higher levels of GABA. Now who knows why, but it is really interesting that not only they have a more robust gut microbiome, they're communicating better, they have better motor function, right? Better personal social skills, and we obviously want to set them up for a great life. So we want to go natural, absolutely, if we possibly can. Easy for me to say that. I ain't popping the thing out. Ladies, respect. That is wild. I'll never experience that. So again, easy for me to say, but it seems like it's definitely the better thing to do, and there are obviously many other reasons. So maybe do a whole day on that. But what does L-carnitine do? We mentioned it, so we'll say. It's something that shuttles long-chain fatty acids from the cytosol, or the part of the cell that's outside the energy powerhouse, into the energy powerhouse or mitochondria through that mitochondrial membrane. We need L-carnitine to do that. That's what it's best known for. What is GABA? Gamma-aminobutyric acid is the major inhibitory neurotransmitter in the nervous system, and that helps you to feel calm and relaxed. So, they had higher levels of that. It's interesting. Wonder if there are associations with anxiety then in people that, if we could put a few things together here. Maybe someone has less GABA, maybe their brain is racing. They're more likely at least to feel things like that if they had a cesarean section. So that's what we got for you guys today. I hope you found it interesting. Happy birthday, info card. Happy birthday, man. First off, whoever's watching this, you got to check out Ain't That a Bitch. This kid, this man does some insane stuff. Dude, he's hopping up on tires. Just to get up on the tire is hard, right? It makes it look easy. He's hopping up on some truck tire, get the balance, and he starts jumping rope. And then he starts doing tricks with it. It's insane. nobody could jump rope like Aunt Bocard, man. Nuke is amazing too, but I always do this. I always talk about that with you guys because that's what goes into my head, man. I can't help it. But man of many talents. I have a ton of respect for you, brother, and I hope you're enjoying it out there in Hawaii. It definitely seems like, I saw you were underwater yesterday doing something cool, and I would say I'm jealous, but really I'm just happy for you that you're having such a great time. Here I am saying that from a Lowe's parking lot on Long Island, New York. Could be Hawaii, man. Maybe you gotta go there. It sounds too bad. They're lucky to have you, brother. I'm lucky to have you as a friend, as a brother, for life, for sure. And I know we're gonna have a bunch more crazy times together. I've had a lot of great times with Dan. I've known you since you were a real young, I want to say underdeveloped guy. Yeah. And now you're a stud, man. I love that. I tell Matt that. I'm like, I'm so pumped how Ant turned out, and you really just took off in your life, and only great things are to come to you, brother. So, this one's absolutely forever your day in the book of wendwellness. Check him out. Ant that a bitch. He posts a lot of cool stuff on his vacations too, going to these beautiful places. Whether it's skiing from the top of a mountain or some coral reef or, anything. Definitely check it out, guys. He's a pretty cool cat. And he's my brother for life. So happy birthday, man. I love you. And I'm going to call you right after this. So we're about to talk in like 14 seconds, or however long it takes for me to say hi to the people. Ma, what's up? Esmil, Dallas, Swat Appetit, Jet J Chef. Oh, yeah, he does love the supplement. We're going to do a video on that. Diego Garcia, Reality of Tavis, they hate Shawnee, Clever Trevor, Gixie, what's up? C. Fuentes, thanks for the love, guys. Dimby, sorry if anyone was born with cesarean section, and I'm making you seem like, there could be some inferior aspects there. I'm sure they're not. I just like to joke around. Stephen Apple Blue, what's up? Holly, how you doing, girl? Gamer Boy, what's up? What's your game, man? Carpio, Good Pig. Luis Gudica, what's up? They hate Shawnee. Johnny DMN. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. It's all we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have a fantastic day. And happy wellness. See you later. Happy birthday, Ann.